Hello everyone, I'm back here again with another Tsa Tsa Making video. That clay that I showed you previously that I like to make, that just is not working for me. So you may be wondering why I have these gloves on, but today I've been using this clay, air hardening modeling clay, and I've had it for a while. But as you can see, it goes everywhere. So I have, a protection on my table. And this is for my hands. I prefer my other one, my homemade one, because it's very easy on the hands. Well, this is very hard on the hands. So for me to really be able to do what I need to do with this, I'm wearing the gloves. These are an extra pair I had here, so they're not for any dishwashing or anything like that. So I'm basically, this is what they call conditioning clay when you're working it like this. And you, like I said, you can see it makes a mess. And in a minute I'll show you some of the ones I finished with this. I'm going to make green Tara. Tsa Tsa. I have several others here. So yeah, I'm getting this like this. Oh, and I have Tara Song incense powder in this clay. So I'm basically just working this clay. Now, this is my green Tara mold. It already has oil in it. I just put 1 drop of oil, any kind of oil, and I'm going to blot it out a little bit, just a little bit. Then, the next step, eventually I'm going to take these off, but not for right now. Now, well, this part is still too hard because this is even hard to break off into pieces. And this is just a old grocery bag that I cut apart. I try to recycle a lot of things. So it's an old grocery bag that I cut, and then there's a garbage bag under it. So I'm pinching off, I'm pressing in like I've done before. And you know, with that other, my own homemade stuff, I could, because that varies so much, but depending on things like the humidity level, the heat. It's very humid and hot in here right now. We've been having a thunderstorm, so I do not have the air conditioner on. But that changes so much that you may work on it forever, and you may not even get one Tsa Tsa made. Can you see what I'm doing? So I'm packing that in there very tightly and firmly. And it does hurt my fingers, actually. And I had a busy day yesterday, so anytime I have a busy day like that, I have to, be mindful of what I do. So then I'm kind of, smacking it or tapping it down. This is actually closer to the very first way I ever made Tsa Tsa. And that's, if you see discoloration, that's just a song. Okay. I think that's pretty well in there. So I'm going to take the rest of this. I don't feel like this is enough, but we'll see. And I'm going to make it kind of oblong. It's not really round, it's more oblong because the mold is oblong. I'm going to take that, press it on there. And then I have this very small baseball bat. I will probably get a wooden hammer if I can get one, and I'm just going to start And you may think, well, that's not doing anything. It's not going anywhere. But it's doing a little something, I can promise you that. And I'm not going hard because I just can't do it hard. But I can tell it's uneven, so I'm going to press down more on this side. So yeah, if you ever get your hands on a small baseball bat, if this clay was a little more wet, this wouldn't be so difficult. So now I'm just going to actually press it down with my hands. Then I'm going to lift it up. I'm going to press it more with my hands. So this is very primitive. And I do have clay working tools are packed away. So you see how this has made this nice solid ridge around the mold. That's actually what you want. And I'm going to take my knife and I'm going to take this off. I do have, like I said, I have a clay knife. But sometimes I find working with something like this works better, oddly enough. Take all that excess off. And you can see, obviously, it looks very rough. So there's a way to fix that, though. I'm going to start using the knife again to... Actually, this time I'm just going to use my hand. It's forming up a little ledge. And that's actually what helps it unmold. And I don't quite like that the way it is because it's too... You can always sand it down in the end. So I'm probably going to tap it a little more. Then do a little more of what I just did before. And I am going to... This one hasn't formed quite the ledge I would like it to, but it's getting there. Like I said, it might not have been enough clay on this one. But you see how that's got more... It's not totally flat. I can make it flatter later. Then I'm going to take my knife again. I'm going to go, I hope you can see what I'm doing here. Go into the bottom here. And create even more of a ledge with this knife. And then get down in there. And start coming out. Let it fall out. See how beautiful it is? Now, gloves are coming off. And I'm just going to smooth out everything. You could like wet that down if you don't like that. That right there is a little bit of a defect, but oh, that's one thing I try to make sure is that they're going to stand. This one may not stand. And you could put anything on there. You could put, I have one that I put some tarasang on the top of. So these are coming out fairly easily, and I think they're pretty. I think they're probably the best ones I've made so far. So I'm going to show you some of the ones I've done already. And like I said, this with that other stuff, sometimes it takes forever to get one with that. How beautiful. And these are just scraps of paper that they're drying on. Yeah, so it's a very cloudy, stormy day, so I don't have air conditioner or anything on. It's getting a little too hot in here, but it's a Tsa Tsa Making day. And that one is Tara. But you may be wondering, what are those brown specks all over it? That's just Tara song that I have right over there on my table. This one, that's probably my least favorite so far out of all of them because it's a little bit too wonky on the back. See that? It's still very pretty though. So I'm going to continue these, and I may not leave them white or this off-white color. I may add some what would be considered food grade gel to them. Let me know what you think. This one, I'm trying not to handle it too much. That one will definitely stand when it's dry. So I'm sorry for the video. It's not the best out of the three, but you see my left hand shakes a lot. And as you see too, this air dry clay goes just like everywhere. When I was doing that hammer tapping before, I just could see tiny little pieces of it all over. So I'm glad I have this little bit of protection down. And what all this is because I like to try to recycle things. If you ever get packages from Amazon, they're always full of this brown packing paper, and I actually love the brown packing paper. It's very pretty. And I like to try to use it for a whole host of things, including the boxes. So let's see. I'm going to zoom in a little. So, okay, let's see. I don't want to do that too much or it'll distort the face. So there they are. I'll show you again. And next I think I will work on a different deity. Actually, no, I have two Tara. I have two Ushnisha Vijaya. So I want to switch to another deity and maybe add a little color. But I think this is worth it versus trying to make your own. When you make your own, it's a lot softer and a lot easier to work with, but you just have to be prepared to put some muscle into it. And for me, that can be a challenge. Okay, hope you enjoy, everyone. If you have any questions, just ask. Bye-bye.